Hey, Minimum Effort here, hope you're all doing well. I've got a deck for you this week where you can use minimum effort to gain maximum cubes. And this deck features the newest card, Punisher War Machine. This is a 2-cost 2-power card with the text, bear with me, when drawn, mark one of your empty locations. Objective, win that location, get +1 max energy. So there's a few things to note with this card. The +1 max energy is for the rest of the game once you have won that location. For the objective, you need to play Punisher War Machine. He needs to be on the board and then you win that location to get that energy. So he has to be in play to do that. And obviously note, when drawn, he will mark one of your empty locations. If locations have, all your locations have cards in, he won't mark anything. So this card is, I'm a bit undecided on this card. There's a few cool things he can do, and I think one of them is one of the things we are trying to do in this deck. But yeah, we had a nice run with this card. We went 15 and 6, 71.4% win rate, plus 15 cubes. And this is Punishing War Machines, because we're playing both War Machines and Punisher War Machine. That's not going to get confusing at all. So we've got our standard kind of ramp set up with Electro, Luna Snow, Wave. We've got our big cards that we want to play, but what we can do with this deck is Punisher War Machine. If you play him on turn 2 into a location, you get that plus energy, or if not, you're playing one of your supporting cards like Electro or Luna Snow or Wave to then get that +1 energy on the following turn. If you can do that on turn 3, you have Punisher War Machine on the board and then you win that marked location, you should have 6 energy on turn 4. That's obviously a lot. There's a few things you can do with that. Obviously, a Giganto on turn 4 is ridiculous. That's great. We do have obviously Infinite, we do have Fing Fang Foom, and we do have Heimdall as a sneaky kind of turn 6 play. But obviously Giganto is the main aim. If not, you're looking to play War Machine, you're looking to play a Blink to blink the Electro out, cards like that, to then get your bigger power of cards on the board. Like Infinite. Obviously Infinite we can only play with War Machine or by blinking out a card for Infinite. There's a few other things that we can do. So that's one way to get obviously a lot of energy, and you can start doing that. Fing Fang Foom, then you can play on turn 5 if you have that extra energy, or obviously wait till turn 6 if you need it. But like I say, Heimdall is in here because if you can play your big cards out early and you can spread your power across the lanes, your opponent then has to deal with, say, a 16 power Giganto in the left lane. You've played Fing Fang Foom into one of the other lanes, and there's a lot of power there, and you have obviously your other supporting cards which are big in power as well, like Electro, Luna Snow, Shadowlands Daredevil, ticking up in power hopefully every turn because we have big cards to activate that, as well as drawing demons that you can potentially play as well. If you then have that power spread kind of across all 3 lanes, you can play Heimdall on turn 6, and that will consolidate your power into the left and middle lane to help you go taller, and that's a nice way to kind of surprise your opponent and win those 2 lanes. Another way that you can play this deck is by not playing Punisher War Machine. You can use him, obviously he will mark a location, your opponent might then play into that location to stop you getting that max energy. You can just say, okay fine, depending on the cards in your hand, I'm not going to play for that lane at all. I can still get extra energy from Electro, from Luna Snow and from Wave to get bigger cards on the board. I don't need to do that. If I'm playing my cards elsewhere, I'm not worried about that lane. I can then get kind of a head start in those other lanes and then try to win those instead. So it's a tricky kind of way to play it, but both ways can be successful. So yeah, as you'll see in the gameplay highlights, had a couple of nice games with this. It's really nice. So we'll run through the deck super quickly. Punisher War Machine, obviously, yeah, I think it's a good card. I don't think you necessarily need to have it, because I think the other ramp options that we have in the game already are good and they're kind of easier to do. Like, yes, you can obviously, like I say, you can have that 6 energy on turn 4, but then it depends kind of what you want to do with it. But yeah, I think this is an okay card, but you might want to hold off just to see if it is totally worth getting. Shadowlands Daredevil I really like here, because obviously if you don't see Punisher War Machine, you play Shadowlands Daredevil on turn 2 hopefully, and then obviously all the big cards we've got in this deck are just going to keep pumping him. He's just going to keep going up in power, probably, hopefully every turn. So he can get pretty big on his own with that. And then with that extra energy, you can play demons plus other cards as well. So that's a nice way to get a lot of power on the board. So I really like him here. Electro, just the standard ramp Electro, blink him out for something bigger. We don't necessarily have to. You can play your big cards one at a time in this deck anyway, so that's not a bad thing to do. One of the things to note with Electro when you're playing him, because obviously you want to play him on turn 3, if your opponent has played something like a Martyr, something like a Hydra Bob, something like on turn 2 a Lizard, you know they're going to be doing techno-organic virus stuff. What you want to do is put Electro in that same lane, and the reason for that is you have Enchantress. If you then play Enchantress, you will turn off the Electro, the ongoing effects of your card, but then you're affecting their cards as well that have that ongoing techno-organic virus effect. So that's a kind of a double play that you can do. Obviously there's a lot of Victoria Hand and Quinjet and Gambit stuff, which you can obviously place your Electro into a lane with a Quinjet, with a Victoria Hand, if those cards are in play as well, with that same aim of looking to play that Enchantress in that lane as well. So it's a way that you can kind of be a little bit offensive with this deck as well. Luna Snow, just a really good 3/6. Yeah, get extra energy. That can pump the Shadowlands Daredevil as well. Yeah, obviously you don't really want to be giving your opponent extra energy, but it's not bad, because obviously what you want to do with your deck is use your energy to get more power out. So yeah, Luna Snow, very, very good card. Wave is here. Obviously, if you don't see those cards, you can then still play those cards. You can play Wave on 3 into Giganto on 4. That's really good. Or, you know, if your opponent has some big power cards down early, you might want to play Wave into Fin Fang Foom. That's not a bad thing to do. Like if your opponent is doing techno-organic virus stuff, that's going to get hard to say. Yeah, obviously they are going to have big power in those lanes already before they're dropping the virus stuff in there. So Fin Fang Foom is a way to put a card in that lane that is going to go above that in power potentially, but you might want to do that early just to kind of mess with them a little bit. Blink, obviously great for blinking out your Electro. You can also use Blink if you've played War Machine, Punishing War Machine on the turn before. You can then blink out that card, because obviously if you have won that location, or you're not playing for that location, you just want to get a bigger card on the board, that's a way for Blink to do that too. So yeah, Blink very useful here. And like I say, Enchantress has a lot of good effects in this meta at the moment. So yeah, even if you don't have that Electro on the board, but your opponent has ongoing stuff on the board, obviously Enchantress is great for shutting that down. War Machine, I love this variant. I got this split the other day. Love how this looks. Yeah, War Machine obviously works well with your big cards. Giganto and Infinite means they can be played into any lane as long as you've got that energy for it. But yeah, and 590 is good power for that, having that good effect as well. So yeah, really like War Machine, still a very good card. And then Heimdall, like I say, like spreading that power, but then consolidating that power with the surprise Heimdall on turn 6, so you get tall power in 2 lanes, is pretty good. Like you'll see in the gameplay highlights, that's a nice little sneaky thing to do, which your opponent might not be expecting. So yeah, Heimdall, really like Heimdall as a kind of a surprise choice here. And then you're into your big cards, so it's Giganto. Obviously, yes, you can only play him into the left location. More often than not, you will be able to do that, but sometimes the locations like to mess with you. Obviously, that's why War Machine is here, to help you kind of play around that. Same with Infinite, obviously 620. If you're able to play him with War Machine, great. If not, hopefully you can blink him out for another card. Just get that extra big power on the board. Really, really good. And then Fin Fang Foom. I haven't split this card yet. Why not? But yeah, Fin Fang Foom obviously has been nerfed in previous weeks, but it's still a 7/12 and it's going to gain power. So obviously you want to play it in a lane where there are 2 cards with decent power, where you're going to get that the payoff is going to be worth playing it there. Sometimes you might have to take a risk if there's one big power card and one smaller power card. You take that 50-50 if you have to try and win the game. That's what you can do with Fin Fang Foom. So yeah, really fun deck. Yeah, as you'll see in these gameplay highlights, yeah, you can kind of play with Punisher War Machine or not. It's your choice. But yeah, please watch these gameplay highlights. Let me know what you think of this deck. Let me know what you think of this card. And yeah, please remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more videos I bring you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and good luck. Cheers. Okay, cool. I should have my mic on this time. Wave, Fing Fang Foom, Infinite to start. Castle Blackstone and a Lunar Snow. Pretty good. August Forge. Yeah, so we didn't get any 2-drops, so we're looking at Murder World for sure. Okay. Yeah, Lunar Snow. Obviously, this will be double energy if we're winning it. It's a Superior Spider-Man. They don't obviously have anything buffed yet. But thanks to Ice Cube, they will also have some extra energy that they can play. Giganto, sure, that will keep us ahead there. And then we need to just look at dropping a Fing Fang Foom. Should be good. Oh my god, it's kidding me. To wave, depends what kind of deck they're playing, if we want to play the wave or not. Iska. So Iska is going to go 12 to 24. We can still go above that, guys. Can still go above that. Obviously, the Fing Fang Foom we want to save. We could. Let me see. We could. Electro's tricky. So it means we can only play one card next turn, and that would have to be a Fing Fang Foom. We'd have to stack our cards as well. So like this. But we can still only play one card with a wave. Maybe it's just Heimdall then. You just play Heimdall as a 10. So Magic has extended the game, and Iska is now going to get bigger in that lane. It's a Luke Cage. What is going on with this game tonight? It's been buggy as hell. Is this Kerob? Did we bug out against Kerob as well? Maybe we did. And a Nebula. Okay. Right, so we have 9 energy, no, 8 energy. So, War Machine's obviously good, and Electro's obviously good. Problem we do have though is obviously Fing Fang Foom doesn't have any great targets in the front row, because we're looking at 2 power, 2 power, 1 power, 4 power and 0 power, so that sucks. So what do we want to do? Because we could... How big's this Iska going to go? Obviously we've got Infinite that we can play. That's going to be better probably overall power, but it's do we stack 19 power right seems good. Plus an Electro. Now the Ice Cube being destroyed means that Iska moves to the front row. Grandmaster on the Lunar Snow. We've got energy all over the place here, guys, on both sides. What the hell is going on? Right. So Iska is going to be... It's going to go to 48. It's a front row card, man. It's very tempting for a Fing Fang Foom, isn't it? We have got 10 energy. I would love to try it. I would love to try it, but we can't. No, it's got to be Infinite middle of 25. I mean, we can even go bigger if we go Daredevil and Wave right. So that's 28, that seems good. And that's 25, that seems good. I think we do this. Storm, sure. Mother Ascani, sure. What's this card? A Wolverine. I think we're fine, guys. Yeah, Storm's gonna hit. But that's it, right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, obviously they were gonna win that left lane. Because of the Iska. But yeah, this is it. All this energy, and obviously they contributed to our energy as well by playing Luna Snow. But yeah, getting all this energy meant we could play our big cards and our small cards. So yeah, 28 and 25 in 2 lanes. Pretty good. Cool. Okay, cool. So Enchantress, Infinite, and Shadowlands Daredevil. Josie's, of course. Punisher marks that right lane. Opponent hasn't played anything, so we don't have a 3-drop. Obviously, we've got a good chance of putting on next time, but it's not guaranteed. Let's not play into it for now. They've not played into it anyway. Of course. Yeah, we should have played the Shadowlands Daredevil into it, maybe. There's the Electro. But we don't have... We can Electro Enchantress. That seems fine. So let's do this instead then. Yeah, Electro this turn. What have they played now? It's a Storm. Horsewoman of Power. Cool. So we have extra energy. We can do... Obviously, we'd have to do Punisher now. Oh, no, we can't because of the... So we do this now. I mean, we do really want our Enchantress, don't we? Or they could play Sarah. I still think we can get ahead. Is that enough to win this lane? After saying we're not going to commit to it yet, they haven't paid for it. Okay, fine. Mother Ascani, of course it is. So we get extra energy. So Fing Fang Foom. So this is potentially good because we can now blink out the Punisher. And then we're looking at Fing Fang Foom. Final turn. Blink middle, because then it's going to blink out the Punisher. It's going to be Luna Snow, Wave, War Machine, Heimdall, or Giganto. Let's do that. They have snaps, of course. It's War Machine. Captain Carter, yeah, Surfer stuff. So we're not winning that right lane. But is 15 enough to win the middle lane? 17 enough to win the middle lane, considering we are... They have priority. We can only drop 1 card because of the Electro. No, we can't. We've got War Machine as well. Storm's a 1. Captain's got a 4. Yeah, it's definitely Fing Fang Foom in this lane. Question is, are they going to play Brood or something in this lane, which is going to be big, or a Sebastian Shaw? Because they are going to do Surfer stuff. Do we trust that 17's enough? I think we have to play the Demon left. Because they're going to play something here. And then they've got some power in this lane. We've got 17 power. I think this is it. They did play just left, which is Sage and Silver Surfer, as expected. 2 good targets for Fing Fang Foom, and a Demon goes over the top. Plus that extra buff from Josie's bar. So yeah, the War Machine was crucial there. In being able to play 2 cards, because if it was just Fing Fang Foom, it got the buff from... It was +6, so it was the Mother Ascani buff. So that would have tied, but we would have... No, it wouldn't have tied because we didn't have the Demon. So -8 is 20. Yeah, we would have lost. So yeah, absolutely needed that War Machine. So yeah, nice. It was just a nice play with having that Shadowlands Daredevil going up to 9 power early. We did get that extra power from the Punisher War Machine, and then we blinked him out as well. Even with the Electro stuff, we then managed to get that War Machine and play up 2 cards on that final turn. So yeah, nice.
The throne. Hello, hello. Can you understand me? I am inevitable. I see the way. Victory!
Okay, so Punisher War Machine has marked the left lane. And it's a Josie's. There's Giganto, who obviously can go in that left lane. Sure. Is our opponent going to play anything? Nope. So, 2 Raptors in Savage Land. Not terrible for us. Wave, potentially. So yeah, Punisher in this lane. It's a Mirage. Mirage is going to hit Wave, which they're, of course, probably... Are they going to risk a Wave? Because we can Wave Giganto into this lane, basically, and get that extra power, extra energy to do Fing Fang Foom stuff, maybe. So, yeah, Wave into this lane now. It's a Wilson Fisk, sure. So, yeah, we've committed hard to this. But yeah, Giganto now. I mean, I think Fang Foom's not a bad target either. But we don't have a War Machine to play Giganto elsewhere. So yeah, it is Giganto now. That takes us to 24. So it depends. They might want to start playing Stark Industries. That obviously suits us for Fing Fang Foom as well. I did play one card, which is a Scarny Sun. And a Martyr. Okay. So 24 power in that lane. Get the extra energy. Right, what can we do on this turn? War Machine. War Machine means we can play Infinite. Do we then... If we War Machine here, we go to 33. Like, surely that's too much, right? Surely that's too much. We could play Electro Daredevil, which gives us 8, obviously with a potential draw to be 10, but that's still not enough. So yeah, it is War Machine. We stack the left lane. Have played there, and it's Ozymandias. So we have one left lane, and they have priority. They have priority. So yeah, if we had priority, obviously we would be guaranteed Fing Fang Foom on the Martyr. So are we just dropping Infinite mid then instead? It would be 50-50. Yeah, obviously if we had priority it would be Fing Fang Foom onto the Martyr, but yeah, it's just Infinite in the middle lane, which they have played Wave and Debris, so we're just ahead.
Hello, so happy.
So happy, guys, so happy. Yeah, obviously the Fing Fang Foom would have, yeah, like I said, they wouldn't have gone above what we did there. So yeah, stacks that left lane, drops an Infinite, won the game. Cool.